This is my love letter to EZD6. Cheers.
Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss an upload. And join the conversation over at the Agranak Cult Discord.
EZD6. I put out a review of EZD6 on June 24th, 2022, about when it came out 2 years ago. If you want a more in-depth look, take a look at that video. There's a link in the dungeon and right here.
Yeah, we love this game, don't we?
Yeah, it's elegant in its construction, simple in its form, gets to the point of gaming, and what the dice do, really, very, very quickly.
At its core, this is a genius game. Full stop.
Zoth and I have never seen so many instances of players getting so excited at the table.
And it's due to the simplicity of the system and epicness built into the almighty cube.
Yeah, this die right here. Found in too many board games, we scoff at it, but it may be the most underrated die on the table.
And DM Scotty, as well as others like Frank Menser, recognize that.
Okay, once again, D6. Try for low.
3.
That's my usual watchword. D6, try for low. Real simple. We can resolve almost anything with 1D6.
Now, we're not just going to sit here and stroke DM Scotty and EZD6 in this video. As with any long-term relationship, there are likes and dislikes.
And that's okay.
Yeah, the beauty of it all is that due to its simplicity, this game is easy to hack. Most of my personal hacks are due to my own biases, which are strong.
Yeah, keep that in mind.
At the end of the day, most GMs will be hacking their games too. If it wasn't for Arneson and Gygax's D&D, it would not have been hacked by DM Scotty to create his magnum opus.
Yeah, EZD6. Haha.
Hacking is part of the process of being a GM.
All right, let's talk about the basics of the game. There are only D6s used to generate results.
Yep, right here, D6s, and these are the D6s that I use, these awesome Skull D6s. I'll leave a link to these in the description. There are knockoff ones, but these are the best in my opinion, and they are a little expensive for a pair. $9 on Sterling Kisses, I believe.
There are no hit points, only strikes. A PC, or rather a pusher and shover, typically gets 3.
Yeah, I think the only exception is the Brute, which has 5 strikes. Funny thing about the Brute, though, in my experience, even with 5 hits, that character dies the quickest. On the contrary, rascals or thieves seem to be the most tough to kill.
Yeah, just some advice if you are min-maxing or metagaming.
For the most part, roll a 3 or more on your D6, and you succeed at a task.
The GM, or rather rabble-rouser, can alter this target number.
If you're struck in combat, there is an armor save to avoid taking a strike, a way to stretch out those 3 strikes you can sustain before death.
Spells are done with power level. Roll 1 to 3 D6.
Yep, right here, 1, 2, or 3.
If you are putting together a damaging spell like Fireball, let's say you decide that you want a 3rd power level spell to be cast, roll 3 D6.
Right here.
If a 1 shows up on any of the dice, the spell fizzles out.
Let's give it a try. Ooh, the spell would fizzle out right there.
Otherwise, you compare your highest rolled die to the target's resistance roll. Meet or beat the target's resistance roll, and the target is affected by the spell, usually in terms of strikes. A power level 3, that's rolling 3d6, would deal 3 strikes of damage if successful.
So, here's a resistance roll from the target. So you need a 4 or more. Let's say this is a power level 2. You use 2 d6 dice. And as that 1 means that it failed, but that 6 would have beat it if this happened to be a 2. But let's just say it was a 1.
Yeah, if you roll a 1, you can decide to take a strike of damage to get the spell off, sacrificing your vital essence to ensure victory.
So you can take a strike of damage that minuses that one. It's still a power level 2. Your 6 beat that 4. It's that simple. If you roll 2 ones, you can take 2 strikes, etc. This is called Spell Burn and can be deadly, especially to a conjurer, which is the magic user. Everyone starts the session with 1 hero die. This is basically a single d6 that you can use to reroll any botched roll unless your botched roll was a natural 1. I use different sized d6s, in this case these small little d6s here. These are 12 millimeter and they've done me well. I'm thinking about using larger 20 millimeter dice for the hero die because my players have forgotten about the little 12 millimeter d6s in the past, so that's just a small little hack.
Next is Karma. It represents pips on a d6 that you can add to any die roll. And you can even make it a crit. You start the game with 3.
Yeah, we use these little counters, little gems, to represent the karma. So I've got different colors of these, and the characters start off with 3.
Let's say you rolled a 4 on a d6.
Right there.
But you know that it won't guarantee success, so you spend 2 karma.
1, 2.
To make that 4 into a 6. That is now a potential crit. You'll have to confirm it, rolling an additional d6. If that d6 comes up with a 6, you have confirmed your crit. You now have 1 karma point left to add to any other later roll.
So let's pretend like we've turned this now into a crit, and we're going to roll another d6 to see if we crit, and boom, we crit. That's confirmed. And you would confirm that ad nauseum to see how many times you crit, which are basically another strike each time, until you roll not a 6.
Oh, also, every time you fail a roll, you gain 1 karma point. So sometimes it's advantageous to fail.
Yeah, especially if you're racking up karma points that could be used later.
Also, at the cost of 5 karma points, you can buy back a hero die for a reroll.
Yep, buy back a hero die. Most characters are trained at least the things they are good at, which means they get a boon to their roll.
Yeah, a boon is basically advantage.
Yeah, roll 2 d6s and take the better result. Characters choose 2 inclinations, 3 for humans, which are likened to D&D feats. Things like a dandy, where you have a boon to social rolls, or trap finder. Gain a boon to sniffing out and disabling traps.
Then there are aspects which round out your character to really make it unique, like you're a good cook or even a lover of some renown.
Or even you collect the satchels of trolls and goblins that you sell.
Well, that's kind of gross.
Yeah, whatever you want, really. This is your own flavor injected into the game. The rules of the game are summed up in the first 41 pages of this book. And you can see the difference there. And the rest of the pages are for the rabble-rouser, which is the game master.
There's the master himself, DM Scotty.
Yep, right here. So there are 9 archetypes of characters that include the warrior, warden, delver, brute, rascal, conjurer, friar, skald, and beastmaster.
Did we mention the artwork by Sean Bova is amazing?
Yeah. All right, let's talk about what we love. We've been playing Easy D6 off and on for 2 years. Where I find that the system shines is for online play. On the Agranak Cult Discord server, we play different games, but the game that seems to shine is Easy D6, as it is easy and to the point. Not a lot of looking at your character sheet. It flows amazingly well for the less than flowing nature of online play and internet lag between states or even continents.
We love the game for one-shots. Whenever we do a one-shot or even short series of adventures...
Yeah, like what I did with Samhain campaign in the month of October. You can see my retelling of it, link in the dungeon. We used Easy D6 for that series.
Yeah, Easy D6 shines like no other game that we've played for these types of games, which is why Easy D6 has a prominent place on our table.
We have yet to test out long-term games with the system, like years. I mean, it's only been out for 2 years.
Our first inclination was that it would not hold up well, as in the core book, there is not really a way to progress meaningfully, no levels, etc. But DM Scotty has come out with the Advantage deck, which gives you perks as you progress through your sessions.
Yeah, I do a review of it right here in this card. All right, what we don't like, or rather, what could use a little more love? I have changed the term karma to luck in my games. Why? I think in the 80s and 90s, the term karma was so overused that I just have a dislike for it. I understand the use of it, but I use the term luck in my games. Even on the Easy D6 character sheets that we use, I have changed the term to luck. So Scotty, if anyone comes to a con or plays an Easy D6 game with you and argues with you about the term karma as opposed to luck, tell them it's my fault. Sorry.
Advancement, as mentioned before, is something that is underdeveloped in the core rules. I think the Advantage deck is a good start, but it needs a little bit more love.
There are those that like D&D 5e or even older iterations of D&D. I love playing it too, and will continue to play it because I have a love for it. Mechanically, Easy D6 is on the same level,
if not on a greater level, than those game editions of the world's most played TTRPG.
Yeah, there's just more fun to be had with exploding dice and the simplicity of a D6 only game.
Real simple. We can resolve almost anything with 1d6.
It may seem too simplistic for the posh gamers that only use 7 dice denominations where the D20 is superior, but no, in Easy D6, the D6 is the diamond in the rough.
The only other place that a little love could be given is with spells.
Yeah, all of the past Magic users in games were sometimes a bit lost as to what they could do.
Yeah, especially even when I say, you can do anything, you can try to cast anything. They look at me cross-eyed.
The spell scrolls that are in the game book are a good place to start, but perhaps having more common spells laid out, especially for novice players, would be a much appreciated touch.
This would give the players a touch point, really. They don't need to be more complex than the scrolls already laid out.
Or even using Ben Milton's Knave 2nd edition spell concepts. There are 100 in Knave 2e that are essentially one-line spells that would cross over very well.
At this point, any future spellcasters that we're going to have in Easy D6 games will have a number of one-use scrolls. Then, based upon the scrolls, I will give the characters 3 spells they can always attempt to cast. Then, encouraging them to attempt to come up with their own, letting them know that they can attempt to cast just about anything.
I think you may be admitting that the spell issue is a failure on your part.
Yeah, probably, but with everything else in the game so damn easy, I think this needs a tiny bit more love.
Yeah, I just think you need to be a better rabble-rouser.
All right. Agree to disagree. If I were to rank the game systems that I know, for fun factor, Easy D6 takes the cake every time.
If we were stranded on a desert island and could take only one rules light game, it would be Easy D6 hands down.
Yeah, hands down. Though I would definitely insert the flavor of Murkbori. Go and get this game. There's a link in the dungeon.
Thanks for stopping by Agranak Studios today, and we'll see you on the next one.
Later. This video was brought to you by the generous support of our patrons. Consider becoming a patron so you can help us make more content like this. Or get yourself a t-shirt below. Later.
Alright, do this and do that and do this and do that. And watch this video.